Hello and welcome back to Factorio and Space Age. Today we're going to finish this block of electromagnetic science so that we can do another 10k SPM here. First, quickly, I want to check here. We have finished loading this up. I'm gonna do 500k here instead. I want to see how much you're going to actually produce, you know? Because now you're kind of running around here. That said, we actually also need to time this run between Fulgora and Aquilo. Because I need to make sure that two of these ships will actually cover it, and that this inventory will not fill up. We might actually need to run 3 of these. Not gonna lie. Let's see here. When we get to Aquilo, I'm gonna pull up a timer on my phone as well. Stopwatch. Let's see, we should wait here for maybe 10-15 seconds and then go. Okay, there we go. Started the timer just because I'm curious. So we're doing about 52k steady SPM right now. Pretty sure this is sustainable. I don't see why this would change really, unless the fuel drops or anything else weird happens. At that point, we might need to rearrange a couple of things here to make that work better. But for now, it looks fine. Okay, this is taking a fairly long time, not gonna lie. This has already taken 1 minute. So a round trip is gonna be quite long. It's gonna be almost 4 minutes, which means that we need at least 400k here. 500k is gonna be fine. Hopefully. We're still doing that 52, 51, 52k. We're about to pull up on Novice here. Okay, that took 1 minute and 39 seconds. So that's... well, it's 3 minutes and 20 seconds. For a round trip. And then, obviously, if you have to wait here 10 seconds on each, that's fine. But 500k here should really cover it. That's good. Okay. So... we are going to start working on the worker robot speed. Now, let's take this. Actually, let's take this. So I want to make sure that we have something here. We can do a couple of these, probably. With a substation here as well. This is going to make supercapacitors. And you are going to have a lot of productivity. Now, to cover this 10k SPM, we're actually gonna need 72 capacitors or more per second. And this is not it. Don't really think this is it either. I think this is probably it. We can remove this, which is fine. We also need a little bit of piping in between here. Actually, that was the hotkey. We'll do that. And that will be done there. Then we'll get out here. And out here, we are going to need to make some of this. Now, we can make this directly in a thing here. Heavy oil. I don't remember if we can just pipe this straight from the sea. And then we need this thing. How much of this would we actually need? So first and foremost, we're gonna need 438 of this per second, which is insane. Yeah, that's gonna be there. That's gonna be there. Pipe. We'll kill that off. We'll do the offshore pump again. Okay. That ain't happening because we need this. We'll do that. You're gonna need 200 or so. This should be more than enough. We'll do productivity in you. This is enough. But you need 218. 218 of the holmium solution. Well, that's pretty much only this. Okay. This should be all I need. Really? And we'll do a requester chest here. Probably 200, 200. This is gonna be 1,000, probably. How much are you gonna eat? You're gonna eat 5. It's not that bad. Let's do 1,000, 1,000 here. So. I'm actually questioning a little bit. Are we landing green circuits here? We are. Okay. That's, okay. So if we do this, Silly me. Well, we're gonna need to do that anyway, actually. Because you need 1,000 probably stone to do this. I don't think we have stone here either. We are sending stone in, right? Or where am I getting stone from? Oh yeah, we are getting stone from this. Okay. So that's fine. And this consumes like 20, it consumes 40 of these per second. So 400 would be 10 seconds, 4,000 would be 100 seconds. And then we need half of the others of that. Okay. Yeah, that it should fit in this thing. You know what? We'll do it this way. Because of reasons. We need the holmium. 4,000, 2,000 maybe. We need the batteries. Let's say 2,000 of those as well. And then we needed the... What was the last thing? The superconductors. 2,000. Boom. Boom. Very nice. You're gonna make 30 per second, yeah? Man, okay, this is gonna be... Oh, we want to get this out. Oh, you know what? This is gonna make... Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. We are going to just put this on a belt like this. And that goes in there. Okay, and we are now not so steadily. Let's see. Okay, we are still kind of... Okay, this is a bot problem, I think. Is it too many different sciences for this to go there with, or what? Kinda looks like it. It's having trouble charging. But I think we'll run out of this, yeah? So we have 0 of the electromagnetic science right now. This is gonna run out, and then it's gonna pull from these as well. I did fiddle with the science counter here, didn't I? I did. I actually went through this. all of it and did that thing. Yeah. Can probably just put the recipe down again normally. Okay. You are not producing fully because you don't have enough. Yeah, this is gonna be a huge problem, isn't it? So batteries on Holmium we can kind of get from here, yeah? I think what we have to do is recycle the red circuits from here, kind of. I think that's the only way. Because this is not going to cut it at all. I don't think it's a sustainable idea to... Okay. We do this here. Okay, actually, we are going to copy this straight fucking up. Like this. Okay, we're gonna copy it like this. Okay. And here we are going to have a green circuit goes right kind of deal. This goes there, that goes there, that goes there. This just goes here. And then we can remove this. Because as I said, I don't think this is sustainable at all. Okay. Now we'll do this. And then I want to copy this here. We can do this. Okay. Now this here will be red circuits. Boom. I don't know. Let's do 500 to start with. I don't know if that's gonna actually do anything. So I want to know how much this is gonna be. So you're eating 20. Okay. Yeah, that ain't working at all. Hold on. This is so many circuits, holy shit. How much red are we even getting out of this? Getting 1,000 per minute. So we're getting 150 per second. This here is gonna eat 120 of it and produce 60 green. Man, oh man, this is not sustainable either. I can tell you that. Okay. Okay, what about blue? Because blue is using 20 green. We'll do this. Yeah, okay. Well, this here looks way better, yeah? That's gonna be a full belt. Okay. Now we are talking. That's way more like it. And how much green is this consuming in total? This is not consuming a full belt. Well, we should probably connect these if we wanted this to work. But this ain't consuming a full belt, so this is probably better. We are getting 101 blue per second. Okay, this is not gonna consume all of it. I think. Well, at least this is gonna work. Okay. Okay, so we are getting a little bit more. Oof, we are not making a lot of science here. And that is because of batteries. And I can tell you it's not a lack of batteries that we're experiencing, it's a lack of bots. Probably 10k bots. We need a lot more bots here now. Which means that we need a lot more charging. So, the question here is, will this bot network be smart enough, or are we forced to, are we genuinely forced to separate these? That's going to be the real question. Now, we also need to do this process over here. Because we don't want to have superconductors fly all over the place, ideally. That would be not good. Let's add some more charging over here. Yeah, big surprise. This is also taking too much time. So where are we struggling with charging anyway? Not really anywhere, I'll be honest. This 9k per minute is not okay. This is all a bot problem. Let's wait for this a bit to see if it... no. Let's see if this stabilizes. The novice science. Let's see what we are doing with this. This is getting consumed, right? Yeah, it is. I'm gonna wait for this to run out, but it's probably gonna take some time. So I guess this is gonna stabilize eventually a little bit better than it is right now. We're running 10 updates per second right now. Not a big fan. Okay, so we have enough superconductors for now. You are struggling with stone. I mean, this is just a bot problem, because I'm pretty sure we have stone right here. I am pretty sure we have that right here. Okay, we have so much green here. So this here, not really needed. Fortunately. Are we running out of blues? Kind of. But probably not. As I said, this should be 101. It's hard for me to see if there are any gaps on this belt. Okay, let's do some calculation here, because I want to see if I have any room on this belt while we wait for this to stabilize a little bit. So we have 113 to start off with, plus 40, and I'm gonna round up here. Plus 34, plus 29, plus 23, plus 23, 23, 17, 17, 12, 6 and 6. We don't have any room on this, I think. Oof. I think we might need to cut down on this eventually. How are we? This has been running for a long time. This is fine. It's because we do this stacking thing, so I don't know if this actually turns out that way. So I'm like, the scrap recycling productivity could be good here. Unfortunately, I can't run productivity modules in this, but yeah. It's gonna definitely increase a little bit what we get out of this process. Okay, how are we doing with the bots? We need way more bots here, my guy. Also, we can't really have this going on here. Where is the Fulgora? Did I save that somewhere here? Nope. 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 Here. We're gonna need to put this here, because I think we're losing bots here. Kills. Last hour. No, we're not losing bots, they just take damage. Okay. Fair enough. So, how are we doing with space science? Okay, we still have a ton stacked up. We have 500,000 stacked up in here. Okay. So this... Can we do that blueprint again, by the way? This one. If we do this... Then we put this down. We'll have this instead. And we'll set 500k here. Okay, cool. I think we'll do a 12 on this or whatever it was. Yes. Okay. Let's do 700. Okay. Okay. I'm a little bit confused. This is going to give us a little bit of an overview on what we have and what we don't have. Somehow... Okay. It's just because these are not really... okay. That's fair enough. But this is gonna let us see what we have a lot of and what we don't have a lot of. We have so much space science. Holy shit. I must have made so much. Okay. Huh. You have 100k of this. You are going with that. How are we doing? Okay, can we maybe construct those? Or what's the problem? Okay. I'm confused. We don't have a power problem, do we? We absolutely have a power problem. Ooh. That really doesn't help. We just plop this one down, I guess. And then we start loading that up. So we're gonna need more power here. Very immediately. One of these days I'll also convert Galiba to fusion power, but you know, speaking of fusion power, we're not struggling with these, are we? Nah, we are not. We have so much of this. Okay. Aquila has been idling hard for a while. Okay, so now the bots should be protected going from this area to this. Speaking of 200, probably not enough. We probably want to do 1,000 here at a time. That should be fine. Okay, meanwhile, we should be doing this process here. But in this block. Okay, I'm just placing these out now. Okay, that's... Let's do that. This should work out of the box, really. Again, more things that need a lot of robo parts and power. How are we doing with the fusion reactor? Not very well, apparently. Okay. At least we have a lot of power when the lightning strikes. Okay. Well, in theory, this here is going to make 80 per second of accumulators. Which is more than we need. So this is just a bot problem right now. This is going to consume 267 batteries. Which is more than we make from this process. That, however, is very unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. So we're gonna have a situation where we'll eventually run out of batteries. Oh, I don't want to migrate this that we have over here. Yeah. So if I had to redo this planet from the start, I would probably build these separate SPM nodes here and try to make them as self-sufficient as possible with an isolated network, and then train in whatever extra resources I need from this area. And I think it's quite possible that that's what we'll end up doing here, realistically. And this is gonna be a 4x3 block that we can hopefully put on more of these later. But we'll see. Okay, so how much are we making right now? We're making 12k per minute. We are not going that strong. Okay, so we have hit rock bottom with something. I think it's definitely electromagnetic science. Did you just dump 100k in there? Probably. And you have 15k left. Or, sorry, 15k on the way. 26k on the way. Okay, so what's our actual stable science right now? The last 10 minutes. Okay, about 40k per minute. Well, this is definitely eating from our supply, right? Because now that we ran out of electromagnetic, we're gonna see exactly how much we're producing, which is not much. But we are making progress on this. Don't we have legendary roboports coming in? Yeah, we do. They're just kind of slow. Yeah, we do have them. How's our legendary ore thing going? Okay, we have stacked this up now. Which means that we don't really need any legendary circuits as of right now. That makes me happy. So we should have this. Yeah, we have everything that we need right now. Okay, good. Good, good, good. What? No, I kinda don't want that. No. Okay, that was kind of weird. That was kind of weird. And now we dip down again. This guy is on the way with 100k. You're getting some. 12k. I need to hit... Yeah, I need to hit 20k stable here before I'm satisfied with this. We're not struggling with rocket fuel, are we? Okay, we are struggling a little bit with rocket fuel. we are gonna do this. This has been not very good. Yeah, we have 150 productivity all the time, but this is gonna be kind of a big jump here. 400 to 2000 per minute. And we'll get solid fuel out of this, so we don't really have any problems with that either. Okay. You are mostly sending a bunch of blue circuits, I think. And hopefully you're gonna do that from close by. Okay, 70 on the way. What? Oh. Did I tell you that calcite... Okay, 10k is not a good idea. Do we need legendary calcite for something? No, we don't. Fuck that. Okay. Do we need legendary ice for something, like, genuinely? No, we don't. Fuck that. These are the things that we're gonna get. Okay, we're gonna wait until we get to novice, and then we're gonna dump this. We're gonna pause the thrust once we get there. Yeah, I kinda thought that that would be a mistake. But it's fine, it's fine. And here we have arrived. Okay, we're gonna send all of this. 500 at a time. 500 at a time. We'll have some legendary ice on novice. It's all fine and good. And then we'll have some legendary calcite if we ever would have needed that for something, but... There we go. Right. There we go. So now we're gonna keep this going again. And you're obviously not doing anything since we are still not struggling with this. Okay, we have run out of that now, which is good. Okay, you've used 100k of this, actually. Not really liking the look of this. Okay. That should be fine. We should be able to do that as well. There's gonna be so much charging going on here. Okay, let's do this maybe. That. And this. Hopefully they can find their way to these as well. And not just rely on the others. You probably sent a bunch. Okay, how are we doing here? Okay, we are kind of reaching that 20k SPM right now. Ish. I think the bots are probably evening out here. Probably evening out. This is a very active area down here. Not that many are flying this way, which is good. That's a good sign. That is a good sign. Okay, 19k. That's not bad. Okay, and you have 20k on the way. So this means that it should take not too long. Not too long. But still taking 5 minutes, I guess, to fill up. If they don't have any stock at all. Yeah, they are now completely dry. I could do this with legendary and say like, maybe we can try and get some more out of this. But the problem with it is we are physically limited by the amount of scrap that we can process. And we're already kind of processing 7 belts here. And it's 9 belts up here. So I don't know if we can do that much more per scrap patch anyway. We have an insane amount of productivity right now. 15,000%. Okay, 22. It seems like we are kind of reaching the limit here. Yeah. Okay, so 24 should be rough limit. Yeah. 24 should be rough limit. From 2 of these. So we'd need at least 8. We're gonna need 9 of those patches to be able to do that properly. That's insane. Okay, if we go to novice now, and we look at the last 10 minutes, our effective SPM is around 25k. And our effective science output is about 337k. Like, it's still not bad. Well, it takes longer for it to land these than it takes for the ship to get back to Fulgora. That's pretty insane. But once we have this dialed in, this is basically copy-paste. We just need to find these patches here. Like this one, 37 million, for example, is really good. Same with this one, actually. We have so much shit here. We have so much shit there. 40 million, this is another good one. Yeah, we don't want to do any more of that. Oof, we are already really on the edge here. These are consuming so much. Holy shit. This is consuming 30 megawatts each. Can I see that here? No, not really. Yeah, okay, so power on Fulgora is gonna be a problem. For sure, okay. And here you guys also kinda have trouble charging. So let's add a couple more bots there. At least we have a lot of superconductors. Yeah, we have 143k superconductors. And we're still limited by this, but we are doing quite well, not gonna lie. We are reaching the level we need to be at. We're definitely reaching the level we need to be at. Okay, 24k. I think this is the limit. I definitely think that's the limit. What we could do here is actually add reactors here. If we go to novice, this is the clean one. So we could do this and wait for those to be constructed. So we can move the reactors into this grid as well. That would be a good idea. And we can maybe upgrade that long term to be legendary instead, so we'll have less entities. But I'm pretty satisfied with 24k stable. If we can keep this for 10 minutes or an hour, I'm gonna call that actually 24k stable. And that would be really cool. Are you also empty? No, you're just finished, so you're gonna leave. That's what that is. Okay. Can you actually get going though? Yeah, so we're gonna probably cut the time between these spikes here by a little bit each time. Okay, so you're going now. Okay. So we have about 15, 20k on the way all the time now, which is great. The last 10 minutes. Okay, we're actually approaching 30k. It depends on when we have taken these measurements, yeah. The hour measurement is gonna be way more accurate. But, yeah. That's fine. No, I'm actually considering, just out of curiosity, I want to move this here and see how long time it would take to do this research. Because with 24k SPM, yeah, we can only consume 34k, so we're gonna use not all the labs, but we're gonna use a lot of the labs. But we're only able to make 10k SPM of all the other things. Oh, this only takes 13 minutes? Really? Is it because we banked up a bunch of science here? Probably. Yeah, because we're gonna run at a rate that's higher than what we can. Long term, okay. Probably worth knocking this out. Only 13 minutes. We can do that. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode. We now have 25k electromagnetic science stable. Decently stable, at least. You guys are starting to pull batteries from here. See, my concern is once we run out of these batteries, we're probably gonna start limping. And at that point, I'll be like, okay, so what do we actually do now? So out of this process, we are getting copper, and how hard would it be to make batteries here? Not hard. It's the sulfuric acid that I don't like. It would be a couple of steps here, because we need petroleum to make that. And since we don't have any crude oil, we'd be forced to do fracking. Right? Yeah. But we could supply extra batteries with that process. without too much problem, really. But we're gonna run out of our supply first, for sure. And iron is fairly simple because we're getting gear wheels from here. I'm really not using it that much. We're doing the iron thing here, so we're using what? $7,000 gears per minute. Yeah, well, that leaves a huge surplus, so. Okay, yeah. Whatever. We're gonna deal with that in the future whenever we actually do run out of batteries. Yeah. Still kinda stable. We have small dips. I don't know what that is. That's probably bots doing something weird. And I'm hoping this is gonna fix itself over time. Anyway, this is gonna be the end of this episode. If you want to get notified when I release new episodes of Factorio, consider subscribing to my channel. And as always, thank you very much for watching and have a really, really nice day.